motorcades. I got a show today. It's all I'm trying to do. Hustle and motivate. Choppers a throwaway. Hustle the overweight. That's why they follow me, huh? They think I know the way. Cause I took control of things. Ballin' the solo way. And if you pattern my trend, I make you my protege. Lost in that soldier race. Niggas don't know them days. Take you in back of the buildings. Make you expose your rage. Take you across the tracks. Make you explode the face. Now you official now. But you got a soul to save. I just been cooking that new. I'm about to drop in a few. Think if I call it the great, the people gon' call it the truth. I ain't really trip on the credit. I just paid all of my dues. I just respected the game. Now my name all in the news. Tripping on all of my moves. Quote me on this, got a lot more to prove. Remember I came in this bitch, fresh out the county with nothing to lose.
No, on the ground, you. But I don't do this shit for nothing. No, not at all. You, but my money real, that you do. Oh yeah, so I don't do this shit for nothing. No, not at all. Oh, I told her I got 99. Oh, yeah, sign. So I don't do this shit for nothing. Not at all. On the brain love. I still motivate.
Back in this bitch like I never left. Stand for some shit that you never read. Passing through stages in life, through the ups and the downs, like it's all just another test. Live by the rules like a fucking ref. I got respect in 100 sets. Too many chains need another chest. Playing no games if it wasn't chess. Cut from that cloth that you couldn't stretch. Cut from that circle you couldn't test. Heavily pressured and under stress, even though niggas ain't sure if it was a mess. Honest attempt playing to the left. Judge a young nigga by their dress. Left us no option, what they expect? Only thing we knew for sure is the bait is set. Fuck living basic, I'm taking risks. Fuck what they saying, I'm saying this. Don't waste your chest, man, don't make you rich. It don't mean nothing, so fuck them, let's make a grip. Double up, triple up, make assists. Ballin' so hard you can pay your bitch. Link to the lake if they wanna fish. Make sure them niggas around you stick to the script. This should be written in stone. You should come visit my zone. Don't take my word, double check all of my flows. Ask them how hustle got on, but fuck what you heard. This for who walked down that road. Sold everything but they sold. Third off the curb. Real niggas rich as you nerds. Address the whom and make it. Look, lot of niggas feel what I want. Lot of niggas fold but I cope. Lot of niggas gone but I'm home. Lot of niggas off but I'm on. Lot of niggas lost on this road. Couple niggas gave up they goal. Gang of niggas traded they soul. With me I'm standing on 10 toes. Looking out my Benz window.
Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it.
Scared to give my heart to this girl, paranoid she gon' leave if my hands get low. Knowing that this game to be played, but I'm knowing that this game to be changed. I should be afraid of afraid. I'm just trying
Cool.
to live up to the meaning of my name.
Back on it.
I live up to the niggas in my game.
Right, little recap as usual. Right. Once we got this displacement at the open, create this 15-minute imbalance. Right, wanted to see price trade up into there. We didn't quite get that. We're just respecting these lower SIBIs. Right, aiming for the relatively equal lows to get targeted. Sure enough, we did. Right, we purged those relatively equal lows, sell side liquidity. Then we ended up coming back into that 15-minute imbalance here during lunch session, and yeah, we were getting some displacement from there, right, which is real nice. During lunch, PM session, huge sell-off. Right, we ended up coming down, purging that single low. Right, that single low. Where are we looking at? That single low inside that busy. That was also another turning point. Right, where price kind of works its way up from there. All right, now we're currently inside this fair value gap from yesterday's PM session. All right, so let's start back up at the top. All right, last day of the week. All right, today's Friday. Potential busy, right? Gonna get created this week. Alright, that's looking good. Alright, nothing too much going on right there. Looking at the daily, still have those relatively equal lows on top of that busy. Yesterday created this little wick. Right, created this little wick yesterday, purging a lot of liquidity from this past week. Right, and 4 hours still keeping structure. Right, respecting this busy here. Right, after displacing above a couple short-term highs here. All right, we purged that all-time high yesterday. Right, now what I'm kind of watching here, right, is we did get some good displacement to the upside right here, taking out this short-term high. Came up, purged that all-time high, right, that we created on Monday. Traded down, filled some inefficiency. Right, then we got some displacement to the downside. That's creating this afternoon SIBI here. This wick, right, it was not like this a few minutes ago, right? We were down here. Possible shift in market structure inside this SIBI, but it's looking like we might just come in and close that, right? We didn't it's not looking like we're gonna get that displacement, right, to the downside on this candle closure, right? So we came down here, filled some inefficiency in, right? This 1 hour busy from London session, also purged some sell side liquidity. Now this hourly candle is closing super bullish here, right? Super bullish, right? Because I was expecting this to create a SIBI here. Possibly after taking the short-term low here, we actually created relatively equal lows though, right here, so that wouldn't have worked anyways. All right, so with that being said, right, we wicked down, filled a lot of inefficiencies, right, purged some sell side liquidity. So let's drop down to the 5 minutes, see if we created any imbalances in here. Right, it's looking like it's just coming down here to purge liquidity, not to actually shift the market structure, right? So the longs are looking better right now. No bullish shift in market structure just yet. All right, we still got some time though. It's about 5 minutes before we start the first AM macro session, so let's clean up this a little bit from yesterday. Our sell side liquidity we were looking for yesterday. All right, so I want to see if we could trade back down into that wick, maybe around consequent encroachment, and get a shift in market structure bullish around there. This wick did purge a lot of sell side liquidity, and we had a super strong close on the 15-minute. So kind of be watching for that. All right, consequent encroachments probably right around here. Yeah, right around there, 58.93. All right, we have that buy side liquidity right here. right? If we are gonna respect this bullish order flow, right, and not get displacement, we have buy side liquidity right here. Actually, let's put that other yesterday's session. There we go. All right, we got that single buy side liquidity inside that 15-minute imbalance right there. We have some relatively equal lows right here as well. But we cleared some relatively equal lows right here. Right. I was just anticipating that 15-minute shift in market structure as well as that 1 hour shift in market structure. But if we depends on how this hourly candle closes. Alright, gotta kind of wait for that. See if we're getting displacement below the short-term low, or we're just wicking down there to purge liquidity, right, and fill some inefficiencies in. 58.74. Where is it? 58.74. 58.74. 58.74. Okay, so then that's also sell side liquidity right there. But I kind of want to see this hourly candle close. Oh man, I think there's a mosquito biting me up.
I'm feeling heroic, but life is a dice game, and they dare you to blow it. You might get a stripe, man, but that ain't gonna pay for the strollers. It's never enough to console her. Tell her your daddy a soldier. She needs you right now in this moment. Now dead on your back, push your
All right, so we got about 10 minutes, right? We just entered that first AM macro session, and I want to see if we get displacement below the short-term low here on the hourly, right? Because we're inside this hourly imbalance here. Now we're getting displacement below, possible displacement below this short-term low after trading back up into this hourly SIBI. Right? Kind of the thesis, right? You might be wondering, all right, why am I waiting for the hourly candle to close? right? Like, why is it even important that the hourly candle even closes? That's a great question. Overall direction on the higher time frame, right? To kind of see where we're going to go in the session, right? Because if we're getting displacement here and we're possibly creating this SIBI on the hourly, right? More than likely, right? We got to drop down to lower time frames, find some premiums, and we're going to see price respect those premiums and continue lower, right? That's why I'm looking for that. Because if not, it can give like, I wouldn't say like false reads, but just like not as long-term setups, like not as long-term price runs if you're not following that higher time frame. Right? I might still be able to squeeze in 10 handles on it, but if I want like price to be on my side, like how price was on Monday, when we're taking those sell setups, like, and price goes 50 handles beyond the target, right? You got to watch that higher time frame order flow. There might be a little short-term, long or short setup, right? But if you're watching that higher time frame order flow, in my opinion, right, that's gonna really make it one-sided, right? Compared to like it could go either way. That's why right now I could see it being like it can go either way. But if this candle closes either below the short-term low, possibly creating that SIBI, or just completely retraces, right? It's like tilting its hand, right? It's kind of showing its cards on what it wants to do, one over the other. That's the way I kind of look at it. All right, so we got about 5 more minutes before this hourly candle closes, right? And I like the hourly right now because it just has the cleanest, right? The cleanest price right now. 15-minute is pretty wick, right? Wicky. But it could be that way because it's just setting up for that 1 hour, right? So let's say that 1 hour closes super bullish, right? We could just be trading down to the consequent encroachment of this wick, right? To continue working our way up higher. We'll see though. We got a few more minutes before this hourly candle closes. But it's looking like it's gonna continue its bullish order flow. Right, just by watching the 15 or the hourly too, or the 15-minute. Right, because even if we did close like right here, it's basically completely filled in. I wouldn't be surprised if this next hourly candle just taps into that real quick, closes that potential SIBI. Yeah, so we'll be watching this lower time frame here. See if we can get a bullish shift in market structure. Continue working our way up higher. From the looks of it, we got a couple more minutes on this hourly candle, but it's looking like we maybe just purged this sell side liquidity real quick, filled some inefficiencies in. Now it's time to go for the buy side liquidity. Right, so we're gonna be targeting a couple things here. Let's see. Yeah, because even the 5-minute, the 5 minutes not as important as the other 15-minute and above. Yeah, no imbalances. Yeah, we could be buy side liquidity there, and then we also have this high right there. It did completely fill in this imbalance, so it's not as a draw, but that is still buy side liquidity.
Niggas always gotta learn the hard way. We gon' tape it off if we ball play. Put a half a moon crescent on your ball fade. Police hit the lights, that's a car chase. Looking back at my life, make my heart race. Dance with the devil and test all faith. I was thinking chess moves, but it was God grace. Crooked ass whoever till we all straight. With no shame, I peep game and it's all fake. South Central state of mind, high crime rate. Homicide, hate gang banging to get you all day. Look at my face. Keep taking me higher and higher. Told Cali bounce the phone to the bar break. Don't you know?
Let's see, last minute. Let's see how this candle closes. It should get speed one way or the other here.
You niggas done. I don't give a fuck where you niggas from. Throw you in your mouth, go and get a gun. Then you slumped on the scene, that's a hit and run. Oh y'all bloods now, oh y'all crips now. Fuck it, I'm big draws, I'm Jake Prince now. I'm frontline wars, we can't fix now. Bought latex gloves, that's no prince now. If you broke bread, you got chip now. Couple things you can't buy inside this town. Loyalty, love, and respect. The niggas will extort you out your check. Pop at you lanes, cause I'm sucker proof. Don't play no games, boy, I'm busted proof. Pop at you lanes, cause I'm sucker proof. Don't play no games, boy.
Okay, we did get a closure, right? Below this body candle lows here. Possible hourly Sibi. Right, it's looking pretty small though. I wouldn't be surprised if it closes this in. But let's see. Yeah, if we start getting some displacement to the upside here, closing in that fair value gap, I think we're going to continue working our way up higher. Yeah, basically closing in that fair value gap completely. All right, possibly it was almost gonna leave it a little busy right there, but it completely closed it in the last 3 seconds. All right, so just keep sitting, waiting patiently.
Shoot pro, 458 drop, playing bulletproof soul. Every few shows, I just buy some new gold. Circle got smaller.
I'm pretty sure we completely closed in that hourly. Couple ticks, couple handles maybe.
Your life, you can play with it. You make your bed, you gon' lay in it. Do your thing, just be safe with it. Triple bunks in the state prison. Blue laces in my blue chucks. I ain't never gave 2 bucks. BT, I chunked the hood up. Asking if that nigga nip hood, what? Like I wouldn't take it to the back with you. Same nigga walking track with you.
Right, nothing too crazy. It's not setting up for anything just quite yet. Not even potentially leaving any busies behind. Right, we're about to completely close in that hourly imbalance. That hourly Sibby. Oh yeah, we basically just completely closed that in. Looking good, looking good. Alright, it even looks like we're... Let's see if the counter bodies respect that consequent encroachment. 93. I think that respected it perfectly, actually. Yeah, pretty much. Counter bodies respecting that consequent encroachment of this wick that we left right at the open. So far. Alright, look at the first AM macro session's been pretty quiet. We've kind of just stayed right here. We haven't really gone and purged towards liquidity. Right, so maybe we get something at the 10:30 turn rather than the first AM macro. Right, but it's Friday, so we don't have to push it real hard and not as far late into the AM session. But we'll stick around for 10:30 turn here, and that will be a wrap for the week.
Now you up, huh? Make it hard to trust, huh? Got you fucked up, saying it was luck, huh? Pulling up, huh? Limo tent the trucks, huh? Open trust, huh? Then you fill 'em up, huh? Every time a nigga drop is real as fuck.
There we go.
Every time you hit
Getting a little step in the boot. There we go. Getting a little juice going.
Heavy price, but it's just the cloth you cut from. It's alright, it's just life if you want one. Learn to hold yourself down with a big gun. All these niggas playing tough, you gon' chip one. For these dollars a decade, you a risk one. Fuck it though, cause when you flat broke, you ain't nothing, bro. Seen a gang of rich niggas get comfortable. Then looking at they watch like where the fuck it go. Through my eyes I learned lessons like time is of the essence, and my grind got obsessive. Then my mind got restless, put myself in the game, but batteries so separate. Question: since when do real niggas come second? So I kick the dough down, getting more now. Nigga need at least like 30 for the show now. Whoa now, realest out of SoCal. Baby wanna fuck, I'm like, slow down. I'm eating cheese eggs in my hotel. Hustle sold out, nigga retail and wholesale. Me ballin' hurt your feelings? Oh well, all money in, I pull coattails, nigga.
This is looking like a pretty wide range though. Oh, actually? Oh yeah, no, it's still pretty wide range, but I do like how this is looking. If we can take that high out and push above, that is looking actually pretty clean. Yeah, this one's looking a little too high here. Yeah, we're looking at like 5.5. If we were to close it in a little bit by like 2 ticks, we might be able to squeeze something in. Yeah, but we are not able to. Yeah, we did end up taking that high, but this range is a little too wide. But this is exactly what we're looking for here. Right, that displacement to the upside. Short-term low, taking out a short-term high, right, in the direction that we want to go, right, respecting the consequent encroachment of this 15-minute wick here. This wick right here. Notice how the candle bodies, check this out. If you go 50% of that wick, notice how the candle bodies are respecting it. Look at that. That's looking good, especially after that hourly candle closed pretty bullish. Right, this is just like alignment, right? Confluences on top of each other. Right, that's looking good. Oh, 3 minute, 4 minute, 2 minute, all line up. Even the 1 minute, yeah, even the 1 minute lines up. See, we got displacement above that. Like the 1 minute's got a little short-term low right here, 3.25 handles. But I'm not. That doesn't look as clean as the other time frames. It does not look as clean. Right, so we could just read it. Right, we don't have to trade it, but that is what we're looking for right there. I think this 4 minute looks the cleanest. Oh, we actually might close that in a little bit on the 4 minute, or completely close it in. Okay. Okay. If it completely closes it in, that would be interesting. Yeah, that is very interesting actually. Huh. Even on the 3 minute. 2 minute lifted open. Alright, so I didn't keep it on the 4 minute, but kept it on the 2 minute.
Reassess how we react. You know what I mean? I think that we've been known as hip hop to make songs, and that's a part of it. And then we gotta go a step further, because I think that it's like a disease in your body. Once you start giving it a treatment, it'll get immune to the treatment, and you gotta try something else to kill that disease. So I think protest music is important. I think that YG was a genius.
your backbone, nigga, where your code at? Where your down since day one, real bros at? Where them stories that you telling unfold at? Where your heart, nigga? Where your soul at? We got old school ways we expose that. Ain't no guarantees, but you know that. Niggas die every day, can't control that.
Never gonna love no broke ass bitch. Whoa. Was it on that beat?
Right round, out of bounds, 40 cal, 30 rounds. You make it from nothing, such a wonderful feeling. My clothes expensive, my hoes are billing.
Start to lose friends when they notice you winning. They see that we winning.
Interesting.
Start to lose friends when they
Very interesting.
they see that we winning.
Came to get money, pat on my back as I did it. I pull up in foreign, blowing smoke through the ceiling. You make it from nothing, such a wonderful feeling. My clothes expensive, my hoes are billing. My cars go fast, my pockets is fat. I take your bitch and we go shopping in Saks. I'm a popular man, never stop for them racks. Flipped a lot of them racks, oh I fuck with this rap. Niggas shuffling back.
I want to see if it takes out that short-term low, if it respects it, because we did paint pretty far outside that fair value gap, but we could just be trading down. Let's see though. Yeah, more than likely we'll be sitting on the hands. I would have liked to see that fair value gap get respected for sure. For sure. Candle bodies are painting outside. Let's see if we could regain that fair value gap. Right, these are just for the reads. Right, just like an overall aim. Right, a target, which is buy side liquidity. Right, looking for the longs. Yeah, because that I feel like if we were really bullish, getting that good bullish order flow, we should have respected that busy.
So I can pull up on a bitch and tell her, bitch, get in. Bitch, I want the crib. Nobody know why I live, cause that's why I hide on my shit. Diamonds on my wrist, on my neck another wrist. Goddamn, look at this. Oh, she want a kid. She want a trip when I dip. Damn, bitch, let me live. I wanna be a baller. Hit the mall, ring it all up. It's 10 G's, ring it all up. Hit the strip club. We make a mercy, clean it all up. Black China, clean it all up. I do it cause I can.
Let's see if we regain this fair value gap here. This 2-minute fair value gap. Until we take out this low right here. Alright. Would anticipate price to come back and regain this fair value gap. Let's see, is there any there was 1030 orange folder, and then we got a 1210 orange folder as well. Right, just from the whole narrative thesis that we're painting out here, right? looking for the bullish order flow, right? Would anticipate we come up, we're getting this fair value gap here, this 2-minute fair value gap, this busy.
Train riding west side with the young extras. These old rules came with no questions. Grown and live by, but it's no exceptions. Was young and reckless with loaded weapons. It's code of ethics and self-destruction. When it's over, you left with nothing. This life ain't it, boy, better check the subtext or the fine print. Felt entitled to this fly shit. Felt like every bad bitch should be on my dick. Felt like niggas lied to us on some fraud shit. Fuck it, that's the title ball bounce on some wall shit. Right here with all my brothers on some squad shit. All money, one nation under God shit. Neighborhood MC hustle on some boss shit. AKA nigga born broke, that'll die rich. What they call you, where you from, nigga? In my city, that was question number one, nigga. Looking at the legend I become, nigga. I can't help but feeling like I am the one, nigga. What they call you, where you from, nigga? What they call you, where you from, nigga? What they call you, where you from, nigga? I can't help but feeling like I am the one, nigga.
The nigga had the nerve to walk up on me, ask me where I'm from. I told him I ain't bang, he didn't listen, so I gave him one. Knocked us a diddy one. Nigga tried to hit him up. Now he wanna get him up, set it up and wet it up. Now I'm from the hood, checking niggas on the daily. Started off BG, OG, baby. Real life homie, 2 heaters in my seat. Had to check a nigga at the Compton swap meet. Where you from? I don't bang. Where you live? Where you hang? Say the wrong thing, then bang. Lights out, kites out to the homies in the pen. Crippin' in the city, we ain't letting cuz in. A lot of niggas camouflage, try to blend in to fit in. Get a hood rat so they can sit in. But if she got a brother, a daddy, or a cousin, they hit your ass up like a motherfucker. Where you from, cuz?
What they call you, where you from, nigga? In my city, that was question number one, nigga. Looking at the legend I become, nigga. I can't help but feeling like I am the one, nigga. What they call you, where you from, nigga? What they call you, where you from, nigga? What they call you, where you from, nigga? I can't help but feeling like I am the
Bitch,
one,
I'm
nigga.
dope, way too dope. I'm talking about a motherfucker had to sell dope. I had to chase dreams, I was in the ghetto with a tattoo artist.
Let's see, we're about to tap into that same fair value gap again.
Bring the drama to your ass like we banging death row. My bros both started in the west side with an Alpine bumping all the bass lines. I snuck out my house way before the bedtime with the goons in the Jeep ride on a test drive. Guns in the stash, who the fuck wanna trip? I fuck with your hoes, but don't fuck with my clique. We murder your style, we smoke loud in this bitch. Gang unit pulled me over when they seen us in the whip. Gang unit pulled us over when they seen us in the whip. I didn't wanna do it, but I had to sell dope. I didn't wanna do it, but I had to sell dope. Mama tried, but there ain't no thing like homie love. I keep on getting faded. Mama tried, but there ain't no thing like homie love. Get it? That's how we do it in LA.
Nah, I got a 40 on my waist, back in the safe. 30 in the clip, like back in the day. Grind till we shine, stack in the safe. Act like
Right, so I'd be looking for a price to overshoot this fair value gap, right? This overshoot this busy, and then once we trade above it, then respecting it, right, and not trading below it again.
Last time that I checked, there's 5 chains on my neck. It was no smut on my rep. Last time that I checked, I was selling zones in the set. Make a $250,000, no sweat. Last time that I checked, I'm the streets voice out west. Legendary self-made progress. Last time that I checked, first you get the money, then respect, then the power and the hoes come next. Last time that I checked, I've been self-made from the dribble. I was been saying I'm a killer. Nah, playing no games with you niggas. Pop clutch, switch lanes on you niggas. Nah, I laid down the game for you niggas. Taught you how to charge more than what they paid for you niggas. Own the whole thing for you niggas. Reinvest, double up, then explain for you niggas. It gotta be love. Run the city, it gotta be cuz. It's for the pieces I took off the Monopoly board. Hey, y'all niggas false claims, it gotta be fraud. Just keep the hood about your mouth and you gotta be charged. I doubled up, tripled up, nigga what? Banged on the whole game, I ain't give a fuck. Nobody tripping, handle business, got my digits up.
Yeah, now that's looking like a little inversion fair value gap, right? It surpassed it, and now it's respecting it, right? It's a busy, right? It's a busy, but now look how price revisited, barely even tapped. It couldn't even get a body closure inside of it, and then now we're getting this displacement to the downside. That's cool. That's cool. Right? Just wasn't looking like it wants the longs today, this morning. But all good. We got ours on we got ours earlier this week. What was that, Tuesday? Right? You guys want to go back, peep that that session, right? I think it was episode number, let's see here, episode number 153, right? If you want to go back and check that little setup I took on, I want to say it was Tuesday, or yeah, I think it was Tuesday, right? Go peep that session. All right, go peep that session. It was our one and done on the week, right? One and done on the week. We got ours early on in the week, and then nothing else really kind of set up. But I mean, that's a dub on the week. We don't need a lot of trades. All right, we don't need a ton of trades. We just need really good high probability setups. Right? So with that being said, we'll end it here a little bit early. You know, it's Friday and all. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. Right? I appreciate everybody for tuning in. We're gonna have a good week next week. We got let's see what we got here on the calendar. Brick Summit going on throughout the week, and we got a couple red folders on Thursday, 8 a.m. and 9:45 a.m. Eastern time, so that should be good. And honestly, that is almost, actually I take that back. Yeah, I was gonna say that's almost the end of the month, but we got the following week as well. But I appreciate everybody for tuning in. Right, pretty solid week of reading plus execution, right, both in combination of each other. And with that being said, everybody have a good weekend. I will catch you guys on Monday. Also, sidebar, right, for everybody that finished, came all the way to the end. Not often, but sometimes I like to drop, I like to have a conversation on Twitter. So if you notice on that bottom left, right here, Twitter handle, Perspective Trades, no S, no A, right? Perspective Trade. Peep me on there, right? Want to send me a message or join the conversation? That would be sick. Appreciate everybody. I'll catch you guys on Monday. Peace out.